Good morning. I'm Todd.
And Julie.
And this is Chrisley Confessions 2.0. How are you today?
Hi, I'm surviving.
Julie, why is your life so rough?
My life is not so rough. Listen, for those of you who don't know, but I don't know anybody that wouldn't know, Nashville has just come out of a ice storm, whatever you want to call it. And it's been horrible. Now, I want to preface this by saying I am super grateful because we have had somewhere that we can stay, i.e. Nanny Faye. So,
well, it was the Four Seasons first, then Nanny Faye, because she didn't have power either.
Right. So let me say that. And there are so many people that have it so much worse than us. So not trying to say we got it bad because we really don't. It's just aggravating. Like this morning, I had to go over to the house, try to find something to wear in the dark. Of course, I'd left my flashlight in the car. So it's just kind of inconvenience, trying to get Chloe back in school. She started back to school this week, coming from Nanny's house. Which I think is
overrated. I will go ahead.
Well, no, she has to go to school.
I never have anything in common with Kourtney Kardashian, and I worship all those girls. But Kourtney and I have never had anything in common until now. And I think that school is overrated.
And did she say that?
She said she was keeping her homeschooling her kids, that she didn't believe in this going to school and all that stress and stuff that's put on you that way. I'm siding with Kourtney on that.
Okay.
And I told you to pull Chloe out because we was going to travel and that I was not going to be tied down to a school.
Okay, I hear you. Well, this is still up in the air, folks. We'll let you know.
Let me just tell you, my wife, not to cut you off, but do you have something else you want to say about that particular thing?
Go ahead, honey.
Because I want to be able to interject here.
Go ahead, honey.
Okay. I said to her, you cannot drive. Keep your ass in the house. Don't be out. She'd just gotten a new car. Don't be out and having something to happen. Because listen, she can wreck a car coming out of the garage. So now you throw ice and snow on top of that. It's a guarantee that something's going to happen. I'm laying on the bed, minding my own business, folks, which she seems to have a problem with that too now, which we discussed last night. We're staying with my mother. I'm in the bedroom that we're using. I go in there, I get on the bed, I put my pajamas on, or unless she's wanting to fool around, then I don't put anything on.
Oh my God, shut up.
And we play hide and seek, and I hide it well.
Finish.
So at any rate, I told her, keep your ass in the house. Okay. 30 minutes later, I've got to run. You know what? I've got to go to Fresh Market. Julie, what do you have to go to Fresh Market for? There's ice on the road. No, Todd, the highways are clear now. They're good.
They are.
Folks, y'all already know where I'm going with this. So she leaves. I'm on the bed, on my laptop, working on stuff. And all of a sudden, 20 minutes later, if that, she comes in looking like one of them snow babies with this big old coat with the fur around the head and all this stuff. And she goes, "You're not going to believe what has happened." I said, "Oh, I bet the hell I will." But go ahead. Do you know that I left here, and Todd, this woman, as soon as I heard this woman, I knew she was greasing me up to let me know she had literally screwed up and had a wreck. This woman, she come flying out of nowhere.
That's not true. You're not telling the story right.
What happened? Just interject what happened.
Okay, let me interject what happened. I was on my way to get my husband a Starbucks.
Oh, that's right. When you said you was leaving.
So I was rerouted through the neighborhood. And as I am approaching a stop sign, this lady turns and she tries to avoid this big patch of ice that's on the side of the road. And so she was coming in on me. So I jerked my car to jerk away from her, and I hit the curb and popped the tire.
Shocker. But y'all already knew that was coming.
So, but this is my thing, y'all. He sits there and says, stay at home. Keep your ass at home. Don't be going anywhere.
If you use this thing about the Starbucks.
I'm not using anything about the Starbucks, but at the end of the day.
I didn't have to have it.
Folks, we have our defined roles in this marriage after 30 years. And one of my roles is to make sure we have dinner every night. He does not want me to ask him what's for dinner. Have I been asking you what you'd like to have for dinner?
Tell them why I don't want you to ask me.
Because he says if he has to make that decision, he doesn't need me to do it.
I don't feel that I need to be asked every day, what would you like to have for dinner? That is something that has been your role ever since we've been together.
Okay,
if you make it, I'm going to eat it. If you get into bed with me, I'm going to eat it.
See, you can't help yourself.
Damn it. There's that side of me that there's another Todd that just shut up. Go ahead.
You are so distracting today. You need to chill out. So I needed to go to the grocery store. My mother-in-law, God love her, and I do. I love her with my whole heart.
Stay off my mama. Stay on the fact that you blew the tire of your new car.
That was it. Okay, I hit the curb and it made the tire. So guess what?
No, you're not going to jump because we're going to give them chronological order.
Okay.
So she blows the tire out on her brand new car, comes back, she says, and can you believe I had to swerve for her to keep running into me. I got a flat tire now. What did I do? Did I ever even get up?
No,
did I ever move?
He didn't get up and say, honey, can I help you?
I looked at you and I said, I told you so.
Yeah, so.
That's it. But do you know what to show you the audacity of some people? What was the next thing you said after you tell me that your car's on the side of the road?
No, I was on the phone with roadside assistance.
Not before you came.
Yes, I was. Then my husband sent me a text and said, you need to take it, call this place and have it taken.
No. When you were standing in the bedroom.
Right, honey, that was after I'd already come back and I'd already talked and had it arranged. I left the car and walked back.
No. You came in to tell me that you had this accident. Mm-hmm. And then you came back into the bedroom and said, I've got to go so-and-so. I said, how are you going? Mm-hmm. And what did you say?
I said, I need to take your car.
Not a chance in hell. She can't get out of the garage. You've wrecked one car. Now she's going to take, no.
Okay. I'm not even going down this path with you.
It wouldn't matter if I wrecked every car I had. I bought and paid for every one of them. I bought and paid for every one you've had. And I have fixed every one that you... Folks, just so you know this, if you're out here buying a used car and they pull a CarMax on anything... Carfax or whatever it is, and it says Julie Chrisley, don't you buy that car. Don't you buy that car.
Shut up. So anyway, folks, he never said, Julie, do you need help?
I got you the help.
He sent me a text to call someone. So I called someone. I arranged to have them come pick the car up. Of course, he says I can't drive his car.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Which is fine.
But it's been that way ever since.
I don't really want to drive his car, to be honest with you.
But you did ask for it.
I did ask for it because there wasn't another car there. Mm-hmm. So instead, I Ubered from Franklin to Nashville to get my mother-in-law's car that was in our driveway until my car was ready. And then my mother-in-law took me to pick my car up.
But who arranged for you to have a wrecker come to you?
Honey, I said you sent me a text message.
Did I contact the owner of the place and told him to replace your tire?
Yes.
And then did I send you a message yesterday and say, your car will be ready in 1 hour?
You did.
So what else was there for me to do?
Not a thing, honey. Okay. Not a thing.
The lesson of this whole scenario would be what? Keep my ass at home.
Well,
when there is ice on the road.
It's not an option. The roads were clear. Yes, there were a few patches in the neighborhood.
It only took one patch for you to blow a tire out, right?
Right.
Okay. Right.
But that could have happened anytime. It didn't necessarily.
You're right.
Anything can happen.
You can manage to let that happen on a clear sunny day.
Yeah, okay.
You're exactly right.
Okay.
So now that we've talked, we've confirmed.
But the car's fixed, so that's all that matters.
So the car's fixed. She's back in the roads again, folks. So anyone who's listening to this, she does get out in the road normally every morning around 7:30, and she's back and forth. So between 7:30 and 4, I would stay clear of the highways because after 4 o'clock, she's at home.
Oh my gosh, you're so just dramatic. Yeah, you really are. Everybody's talking about weight loss injections because the results are so dramatic. They work by lowering blood pressure and reducing appetite. So what if you're looking to lose weight but not interested in painful weekly injections, especially when you hear about some of those intense side effects? That's why doctors created a weight loss supplement called Lean, and the results are remarkable. The studied ingredients in Lean have been shown to lower your blood sugar, burn fat by converting it into energy, and curb your appetite and cravings so you're not hungry. But listen, Lean's not for the casual dieter with only a few pounds to lose. The doctors at Brickhouse Nutrition created Lean for frustrated dieters with 10 or more pounds to lose. Let's get you started with 20% off and free rush shipping so you can add Lean to your healthy diet and exercise plan. Visit takelean.com and enter Chrisley for your discount. That's promo code Chrisley at takelean.com. This episode is brought to you by Booking.com. Booking.com offers a wide array of hotels and vacation rentals across the U.S., so you can find exactly what you're booking for. There's something for everyone, even those who are impossible to please. Whether you're booking for yourself, your partner, your picky teens, your sleep light, rise early mom, or your high maintenance group chat, you can find exactly what you're booking for. You all know that I have lots of high maintenance people in my family, from my kids to my husband. I mean, it's off the chain. And if we can find our perfect stay on Booking.com, anybody can. Find exactly what you're booking for. Booking.com, booking.yeah. Book today on the site or in the app. CB Distillery's stock up sale is live right now, and you can save up to 50% site-wide when you use code VIP. Everything CB Distillery makes is premium quality, no artificial fillers, no junk, just clean, plant-based CBD that people trust and come back for. They've got solutions for better sleep, less stress, recovery after workouts, and they even make products for pets. I hear you guys rave about their sleep products, and the Relief Stick is always a favorite. I'm stocking up on their sleep gummies. It's one of those things I never want to run out of. This sale doesn't come around often, so don't miss it. Whether CBD is already part of your routine or you've been curious about trying it, now's the time to stock up and save up to 50%. Visit cbdistillery.com and use code VIP. That's cbdistillery.com, code VIP. Not available in Idaho, Iowa, and South Dakota.
So, what else is so stressful in your life?
Well, like I said, we are on Sunday, day 12 without power. Mm-hmm. So we're on day 12 without power. So, yeah, that's stress in itself.
Right.
Not having power, not being able to be in our home.
But as you said, we do have a home to be in.
Yes, we do have a home to be in.
So we're good on that.
So, just trying to figure out when they're going to get this power turned back on so that I can get in my house, because I know that I have 2 refrigerators and 2 freezers that have to be cleaned out. It's not going to be a pretty sight.
But I also gave you the number of someone for you to have them to do that, and you have not called them because they messaged me this morning. Marty, I sent you a message last week and said, Marty says do you want him to go over there and clean everything out?
Well, no, I don't need that.
See, if you give her the help, then she cannot bitch about it.
I don't need it. I just don't need it. But it's just something I'm going to have to do. So I will, when the power comes back on, I will clean everything out, throw everything away, and then we'll start over. Start over. There's
Costco, Sam's.
You cannot, control the weather, and it is what it is. It's sad because, there have literally been people in Nashville. I mean, there's been deaths, and the elderly and people that, it is really sad. And I think people don't realize just how bad it was. I mean, even I have a friend who lives like out past Sleeper's Fork, and she literally called me, and they were driving to Green Hills, and she's like, the closer we get to Green Hills, the worse it is. Mm-hmm. So it's even like our little pocket is really bad.
Right.
I mean, the streets are horrible. It looks like a tornado's come through it. I mean, It really does. And we still have some ice just at the driveway.
Speaking of that, folks.
I knew you were going to say this. I knew you were going to talk about it.
Now, as if her blowing the tire out on the new car.
It's been a bad week. So I
go yesterday morning I'm in the bathroom, getting ready to get in the shower, have already stripped down. Chloe comes beating on the door. Dad, you have to come. Mom has fallen and she can't get up. It was like the commercial. And I said, Chloe, shut up, because me and Chloe are always pranking each other. And I said, Chloe, shut up. She goes, Dad, it's really true. Mom needs help. I said, Chloe, if I put my clothes back on and come out and I said, you're messing with me, I said, I'm snatching your hair straight. Dad, come on. Put my clothes back on. Go out.
And tell them what you did. Now, folks, okay, so I'm walking out to my mother-in-law's car.
She's in the middle of the street making snow angels.
Who I had parked it in the front of her place. My hands were full because I had a bag that I needed to carry to Savannah's that she had left in my car. I had my purse, and it was pretty clear around there. Well, I walked to the back of the car and it was like a sheet. It wasn't like, it was a sheet of ice, and I went down. I mean, today I am very sore. My left side, my leg, my back. And then it was so slippery, I couldn't get up because every time I went, it's not funny. And then my husband and my daughter are laughing. Like, I could have really been hurt. He is the most, if you're looking for somebody to be sensitive and caring, this is not your man.
I'm not sensitive towards anything that is stupid or.
How's that stupid? Because I failed?
Did I tell you to not take her to school that day?
Okay, but my child needs to go to school.
No, she ain't gonna be no smarter missing a day.
Okay, well, school was in session, so I'm gonna take her to school.
Now, what you're going to do is you're going to melt the ice with your ass. That's what you're going to do.
No, I didn't do that, but I could have been really hurt.
Where were you when I came out of the door?
Laying on the ground in the back of the car, at the back of the car.
With her big fur all around her head, looking like a snow baby, sitting there.
It did hurt.
And she looks up, she goes, Todd, I've hurt I said, I don't want to hear that.
And he laughed. He just laughed. So, I'm getting all kind of like, he's just so nice these days.
She goes, look at all my stuff on the ground.
It was fine. I got up, dusted myself off, got in the car, and went on about my day.
The good news is, folks, is that she literally broke the ice. So
are you trying?
I'm just saying that now there's a clear parking spot because
you are such a lie. You are such a liar. You are horrible. You're horrible. So yeah, it's been a crazy week. It's been a bad week for me. And I've gotten zero sympathy from anyone involved. Did he ask me, you okay? No, he just laughed.
Did I pick you up?
Once I got up, he turned around and walked away.
You didn't say, I picked you up.
Are you okay?
I picked you
Are
up.
you okay, honey? Do you need something? No, it was laughing.
Did I pick you up and then pick your stuff up and open the back and put it in?
You did, Todd.
I did that.
And I appreciate
Did I walk
that.
you to the door?
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Now, folks, just to let you know, my mother's 81 and she literally has not warmed the asphalt with her ass the whole time she's lived there. But my wife, who is 60.
No, and your wife's not 60. And your wife was out taking care of you and your mother and your child to make sure that things were moving ahead and we were doing what we needed to do.
Okay. Well, folks, you now know what her week has been. It's been very
and it's only Tuesday. This is crazy.
It's been very traumatic. Do you like my new sweater?
I do, Todd. I love it. I love it.
Well, you say that kind of facetious.
No, I do. I like it. It's pretty. You can wear it with a lot of stuff. You wore it with blue. You could wear it with black. You could wear it with dark brown.
Yes. Yeah, it's very versatile.
It is. Looks very nice. Okay, let's face it. It's not always big things. It's the little things. And it's the little things that add up. It happens with our sheets. They don't fail all at once. It's, the corners that won't stay put. It's fabric that feels thinner or scratchier than it used to be. It's waking up warmer or more uncomfortable than you should. And you don't always realize how bad your sheets have gotten until you finally replace them. If your sheets are peeling, thinning, slipping, or overheating, it's your sign it's time to upgrade to Boll and Branch. Boll and Branch signature sheets are made with 100% organic cotton and designed to hold their shape, stay breathable, and feel luxuriously soft night after night. You'll fall asleep faster, stay comfortable all day, and actually notice the difference the moment you get into bed. And they don't wear out. They get softer with every wash. And I've talked about Boll and Branch forever. Grayson has it on his bed. We have it on our bed. And we were all so excited when the waffle blanket came in. And trust me, it was a fight because everyone wanted it. So now, sleep sound with Boll and Branch. Get 15% off your first order plus free shipping at bollandbranch.com/confessions with code confessions. That's Boll and Branch. That's BOLLAND branch.com/confessions, code confessions to unlock 15% off. Exclusions apply. Listen, let's just be honest. You're never going to hire Chrisley to be a librarian. It's just not who we are. And hiring the wrong people can be disastrous. That's where Morgan & Morgan comes in. If you are ever injured by the negligence of another, Morgan & Morgan is America's largest injury law firm for a reason. Whenever I witness an injury or a car accident happen, I automatically think Morgan & Morgan. Morgan & Morgan is America's largest injury law firm. They have over 100 offices nationwide and more than 1,000 lawyers. With over $30 billion recovered for over 500,000 clients, Morgan & Morgan has a proven track record of fighting to get you full and fair compensation. If you are ever injured, you can check out Morgan & Morgan. Their fee is free unless they win. That's right, free. For more information, go to forthepeople.com/Chrisley or click the link in the description below. That's forthepeople.com/Chrisley or click the link in the description below to let them know I sent you. This is a paid advertisement. There's a lot of stuff going on in the news right now.
Yes, that poor Savannah from
Savannah Guthrie.
Yeah.
It's so sad. And I guess it like hits home with your mom to me because they're around the same age. You know, they live by themselves. I don't understand. I don't understand how you can be mean to a child or to an old person.
Or to an animal.
Or to an animal.
Those three things
that are off limits.
Right.
You shouldn't be mean to anybody.
No, some people deserve to be mean to.
No, but if you could be mean to an old person, it just absolutely grates my nerve.
I mean, listen.
And it's just sad. It is so sad because chances are the outcome is not going to be great when this is all said and done.
No, because I was watching when I was getting ready this morning. I had the TV on and it said that the sheriff had released this morning that it is an official crime scene and that there was blood
and
there in the house.
I'm telling you, I could get emotional thinking about it because I see sometimes with my mother-in-law, like she fears things now that she's never felt, that she's always lived this life, this fearless life. But I see that as she's aged, she just has more fear in her. Yeah. And so I think about that poor woman and how scared she must have been when they came in and took her.
Exactly.
You know, and it makes me emotional because I automatically go to her.
Right.
And think about that. So our prayers are definitely with Savannah and her family and you know, I just hope and pray that this woman that, you know, she didn't suffer or whatever.
I hope that that they find her and they return her back to her family.
Absolutely.
And so we will keep them in our prayers because again, it is heartbreaking. And, you know, which prompted my conversation with my mother last night, who was trying to be, she's always difficult, but who was trying to be extra difficult last night. You know, that I'm going to live on my own. I don't need to be living with anyone and on and on and on. And I said, no, you are in the new house. You're moving in with us.
Right.
And she's adamant that she's not, but you and I both know she is.
Right.
Because we've reached that point.
Well, but if you notice when you said that to her in the past, she would have been like, she would have really fought it. And she didn't really fight it. She didn't really fight
because
it.
I think that she knows now that she feels safer when she's with us.
Right. Right.
And
especially me.
That is the truth. She looked up at Julie last night. She said, "Oh, Julie, just get us a place for us. I'm not dealing with his shit." So, you know, I love that. Well, you know that I love that y'all have that relationship.
Right.
But, you know, I think about, because they said in the news that Savannah had that same relationship with her mother or has. And I mean, it's really been weighing on me since this happened, because I think somebody could have come into my mother's house. My mother couldn't have, now she would have fought as much as she could, but I mean, there's not much she can do.
Right.
And, she will shoot you. But she's got to remember where she put it. So if you break in on her, hold on a minute, I'm going to pop a cap in your ass, but I got to find out where I put the pistol. So, that has been weighing on me.
Yeah.
Of thinking that, I don't know how in the world Savannah is dealing with this, because my mind goes a million different places with anything.
Yeah.
And I always go to the worst first.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, that has really been weighing on me heavily yesterday and today. But you look good.
Thank you.
This is a new look that you have today, and I love that. I walked in, I was like,
oh, it's not new, but I haven't worn it here.
Okay.
No, child, this is old.
Well, it still gives me movement.
Oh, my God. Shut up.
That it does, darling.
Shut up.
Did you see where Vogue did that interview for Gavin Newsom?
I did see that. That
was the biggest fluff that I have seen in forever. I mean, now granted, I wish that Vogue would write a piece like that about me. But I do think that Gavin is a good looking guy. He's
okay. I mean, he's a good looking man, but it's not like somebody that you'd be like, he's not like Kevin Costner to me or somebody like that.
Oh,
but
Lord, Kevin's only one breath away.
I don't care.
But we know you and Savannah don't, and we certainly know that Savannah doesn't discriminate.
And I mean, he's tall, he's thin, he has hair, so those are all like good things. But it's not like somebody that I'm like, I wouldn't view him as like this like great American.
Yeah, I mean, he was not a JFK Jr. No, he's not that.
No.
But I read the article online, and I thought, this article has no substance whatsoever.
Right. Well, because it didn't address anything. It didn't address the wildfires in California. It didn't address the homelessness. It didn't address the taxes. It didn't address anything that he overseas in California
as the governor.
It was very surface and superficial, all about his looks, his charisma, his this, his
normally
that.
All the things that I'm for,
and that's fine, but not for a governor of a state, especially like California and the mess that it's in.
But I will give him credit, because I do think that he is, from the Democratic Party, I do think he is the best looking that they have.
Right. Well, they also said last night he really should have been a Republican, because he was good looking. He just missed it by a little bit. He should have been born and raised in Texas, maybe, than California.
So I mean, he is the best looking that they have, in my opinion.
Right.
But you can't balance the two. You can't balance. He doesn't look good enough to overcome all the inadequacies that he's had as a governor of a truly beautiful state, one of the most beautiful states in the country.
And who cares what he looks like if the state's falling apart?
Exactly.
I mean, just it's crazy.
I will say, though, that he has lived up to that adage that my mother has always told me growing up. If your world is falling apart, doesn't mean you have to be. Look your best. So I will say that Gavin must have heard that growing up.
He probably did.
So, but I did not know that he was married to Donald Jr.'s ex, Kimberly Guilfoyle.
No.
Yeah. Check it.
She was married to.
Check it.
Because I'm not.
I'm so glad we can edit this so that my wife don't look dumb.
You're right. You're right. I'm going to give you that. You are right.
So it is his ex.
From 2001 to 2006.
And does he have children with her?
That is so weird, isn't it?
I wonder who she thought was better, a Republican or a Democrat. Because she got to do it in the White House. I've always wanted to do it in the White House.
Todd, shut up. No, he did not have any children with Kimberly.
Okay.
His 4 children are with his current wife.
Okay.
He's got girls.
Okay. All right, so then I was right.
That is so crazy.
That I would know that and you wouldn't.
Yeah, because I usually know stuff like this. But look at her. She don't even look like herself. I mean, look at them.
Well, honey, we don't look like ourselves from that long ago either.
That is weird.
But my doctor has pictures.
But she picks them, I guess. That's all I'm going to say.
Like I said, she's had a Democrat, she's had a Republican.
Yeah.
So she was primed.
And she ain't got either one of them now.
Well, I'd say she did better with the last one than she did the first one.
I don't know.
Because at least she's an ambassador of Greece.
Yeah, that's right. She is. So she got a title out of it.
I don't give a shit. She come out better on this end than she did the first go round.
I guess so. That's crazy. Okay, guys, so I am always in the kitchen. I'm always cooking. And if you have a nonstick pan, you're trading real cooking performance for convenience. It can't get hot enough. Food doesn't cook evenly. Not to mention the coating scratches and wears out fast. If you have stainless steel, the performance can be great, but cooking starts to feel like work instead of fun. Everything sticks and the cleanup is absolutely miserable. Now, let me tell you. Hexclad, whole different ball game. With Hexclad, you can finally have the performance of stainless steel and the convenience of nonstick in one pan. Its hybrid design gives you the heat distribution of stainless steel and cleanup is a breeze. Hexclad checks every single box when it comes to selecting your cookware. They're dishwasher safe and simple to wipe clean after use, and they're oven safe up to 900 degrees. And with over 1 million customers and over 50,000 five-star reviews, the secret is out. There's a reason Gordon Ramsay uses Hexclad at home and in his restaurants, and he's the toughest critic on the planet. For a limited time only, our listeners get 10% off your order with our exclusive link. Just head to hexclad.com/Chrisley. Support our show and check them out at hexclad.com/Chrisley. That's HEXCLAD.com. Make sure to let them know we sent you. Bon appetit. Let's cook with Hexclad's revolutionary cookware. Okay, I want to take a minute to share something really important to me, and that's Good Girl RX, a female-focused health and wellness company created by my daughter, Savannah. As women, we so often put everyone else first and ignore our own health, or we're just told to push through instead of being truly listened to. What I love about Good Girl RX is that it's built around real medical care and compassion. Through their telehealth platform, women can meet virtually with licensed medical providers who take the time to review your health history and goals. If it's clinically appropriate, your provider may discuss personalized treatment options, including GLP-1 medications like tirzepatide, as well as wellness therapies such as NAD. Everything is determined by a doctor and tailored to the individual. As a mother, it means everything to me that this company was created to help women feel supported instead of judged. Everyone's journey is different. Results vary, and not everyone qualifies, but having access to licensed physicians who truly listen can make all the difference. If you're ready to take a step toward prioritizing your health, visit goodgirlrx.com and use code CONFESSIONS15 for 15% off at checkout. Medical care is provided by licensed physicians.
But here's the irony of this. I was at my summer camp with a guy who used to be an intern for Gavin when he was the mayor. Yep.
This is just a small world.
It is, folks. Well, let me tell you something. I met so many people. I mean, if you need a hookup with pharmaceuticals from the street, I got you there. If you need to get your taxes done by somebody who knows what not to do, I got you there. Medical, I got you everywhere you want to go. So just hit me up.
Yeah. That's crazy. I am falling down because I should have known that because, I am quite up on
I depend on you.
Who's with who and kind of just pop culture and that kind of fall into it. And
people will say to me, they'll send me a message or a text, or they'll be in the middle of a comment. Todd, well, so-and-so and so. And I go, I don't know who they, and Jill goes, yes, you do.
I know. I'm wondering right now. So the latest that I've seen was that Kim Kardashian met Lewis Hamilton over in Europe somewhere for a date.
Who is Lewis Hamilton?
He is a Formula One racer. Yeah. So I'm anxious to see if there's truth to that.
Well, folks, the only person in television that has been accused of getting more dick than me would be Kim Kardashian.
But
I'm just going to have to say we're going to have to find out. We're going to have to see it.
I'm anxious to see how that one plays out. So we'll see. Never know.
Well, and then Terrence was telling me this morning on my way here that he listened to Savannah's podcast yesterday and that Chase interviewed Savannah on her podcast.
Oh.
And said, Todd, it was such a good podcast.
Oh.
He said they were so good. He said it's so good to see that they've made their way back to each other. And he said I just felt so good when it was over.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, so that made me happy.
Love that. Gray's coming home for just a day, and I'm so excited because I really have missed him. This has been the longest stretch.
Well, I'm going to have dinner with him tomorrow night.
Yes.
I'm going to be in Birmingham tomorrow night, and then in Montgomery on Friday.
Thursday.
Thursday. And then I'm back here on Friday filming the first episode of Two Sons and Me, the new podcast with me, Chase, and Grayson. And I'm really excited about having that, doing that podcast with them.
Yeah,
because we're going to be able to talk about things that we don't talk about on here.
Right.
And I want them to open up and have this conversation as if it's just us three, while bringing every listener that's out there tuning in. That almost makes them feel like they've got a seat at the table in this conversation.
Right. Well, and I think you have, there's 10 years between Chase and Grayson. Mm-hmm. So that's a whole
20 years
generation.
between me and them.
So that's a whole generation right there, 10 years.
Right.
So you have Grayson's perspective on things. You got Chase's perspective. Then you got a couple more generations down the line.
And I'm going to bring other men in on these podcasts that's older than me. I'm going to try to do like 10 years, because that seems to be where things start falling apart from one generation to the next.
Right.
And when I listen to these young men, who would have thought that I'd be referring to our kids as young men? Mm-hmm. When I listen to these young men, Chase, Grayson, their friends, talk about how hard it is to find a good girl. Mm-hmm. And, I had this conversation the other day when I said to Chase, I said, don't worry about finding a good girl. Be a good guy.
Right.
And that will attract the good girl.
Right.
I said, but you can't go to a strip club and think that, oh, I found her. You and whoever was tipping higher that night found her. You got to focus on being a good guy.
Yes.
Because then
that's who you're going to attract.
That's right.
Right.
And if you're out here acting as trashy as the girl is, and she's attracted to that, then that says she's as trashy as you are.
Right.
And that's not who I want to be the mother of my grandchildren. Mm-hmm. That's not who folks, she comes on this podcast. She's for 12 years been on television, and everyone has loved her because she's so sweet and kind, but you don't sleep with her. When I get in that bed, it is literally like being in prison, or rather being in a courtroom, because she is the judge and the jury. I can be sitting in the bed doing my own thing. What, Julie? Todd, I don't know. You're going to have to do something with Chase. What now, Julie? Well, so-and-so and so-and-so and so-and-so and so-and-so.
Gosh.
And it's just literally like you just turned a chainsaw on. It's just nonstop. Next day, son, once again, I have not been able to sleep all night because your mother has downloaded on me from 9:30 until 11. You got to stop doing this. You got to stop doing this. Don't bring that hoe to your mama's house. Don't be asking, can you come do this? The answer is no. So Julie tells everything she knows to me because she doesn't want to be the one that they get mad at. So Todd, go deal with it. Now, is that a fair assessment?
Not necessarily mad at, but just you have a way of and a lot of times you'll say, Julie, you let me handle it. You don't be talking and saying this, because the way you say it, it just blows things out of proportion or whatever. Yeah,
it's not good when Julie says, I don't give a damn. She's sorry as hell, and I'm not gonna like her. So no. Yeah, that doesn't go over well, does it?
No, it doesn't.
Okay.
It doesn't.
So did I handle that situation better than you?
Yeah, you did. Okay. So I do think I'm actually excited for the podcast too, because again, it's going to give a different perspective on just outlook, because even though Chase and Grayson, same mama, same daddy, grew up
the same way,
very similar.
Grayson they were all spoiled rotten.
Yes.
Grayson was a whole other level of spoiled rotten.
Yeah, he was, but they still have very different outlooks on certain things.
Yeah, Grayson's smarter than all of them.
Grace, he is smart. I love him.
Grayson's smarter, and Grayson.
Not that he's smarter. Grayson is just an old soul.
Yeah, but Grayson's smarter, Julie. Look at the grades.
Yeah, I know, but no, you can't just always go by the grades.
Yeah, but Grayson can sit down with you at 19 years old and have an adult conversation.
Yes.
And talk to you about anything from politics to basketball to football
Grayson
and whatever.
Grayson has kind of always been that way.
Yes.
Literally, I was saying, we went to the movies the other night, and Savannah and I were talking, and we said, do you remember, like, Grayson was 2 years old and would go and sit in a 2-hour movie and never move.
Never move.
Had a bucket of popcorn and would do this.
One piece at a time.
The whole time, and never move. Mm-hmm. You could take him to a movie, you could take him to a show, you could take him to a concert. He's done it all. Mm-hmm. And it's like he was this old soul from the moment
and would sit and hold. When we would take him, he would sit and hold my hand, mm-hmm. and then with his other hand, one piece of popcorn,
tiny hands,
and then his tiniest little hands, and he'd mm-hmm. hold my hand the whole time. So
it will be interesting to see a different perspective on things, and that made me. I saw something, and it was on social media. And somehow I kind of start going down these rabbit holes, like things you tell your sons, things that fathers teach their sons, things that mothers teach their daughters, and it goes to this whole thing. But it was so interesting. This guy was saying that, if you're in a room or you associate yourselves with 5 drunks, mm-hmm. you're going to be the 6th one. Mm-hmm. If you associate yourself with 5 entrepreneurs, you're going to be the 6th one. If you associate yourself with whatever it is, mm-hmm. whatever you surround yourself with is what you will become mm-hmm. over time. Mm-hmm. And I think, again, that is the perspective. And it has shown to be true, even with our children, mm-hmm. with friend groups and people that Chase will tell you, if he's honest, that the people he associated himself with did not help him.
No.
And he became just number 6.
Well,
and
number 6 of a bunch of losers.
Right.
He was the 6th loser.
Right.
And when you look at it today where he is, I just mm-hmm. thank God every day that our son made it to the other side.
Right.
Because so many parents don't have that. I'm helping this one now.
Yes.
That, this kid's in trouble, 17 years old. And mm-hmm. his dad reached out to me, and I got on the phone with the facility that he's in. And, it's every parent goes through something.
Right.
So for us to be on the other side, now that doesn't mean that Chase is not going to slip up. It doesn't mean that there's not going to be a relapse. It doesn't mean that something could happen 5 years down the road or tomorrow.
Right.
But we are as best equipped for it if it does,
right.
as I think you can be.
Right.
But when you look at the number of kids that have been literally pulled down in the gutter because of who they're affiliated with.
Yeah.
It's huge. So that goes back to that statement that you're just saying.
And especially because if you have more than one child, this, if you're honest, you have your children who are leaders mm-hmm. and you have your children who are followers. Yep. And it's something that is born in them. Mm-hmm. And I believe that mm-hmm. you can foster one or the other, but if they're a follower, they're a follower. Mm-hmm. And 9 times out of 10, if they're a follower, they're that way till the day they die.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
And you even have to be more conscious of that to say, okay, I know that I am more susceptible to fall into this rut with these people because I'm just going to go with the flow. Mm-hmm.
But how many times has Chase had a friend that I have looked at and said, you ain't worth the shit?
Yeah, a lot. More times than none.
So don't come back.
And he has a handful that are really good.
He's got a handful that's great.
But it's a small
And
handful.
Then he's got a shit ton that he has paid mortgages for, car payments for, insurance for, rehab for. He's money. And that group's always taken.
Yeah.
And this group over here that he's really done not that much for have done the most for him by showing up.
Absolutely.
So, I think that
it'll be a great take on just.
And I'm interested in having someone that's 10 years older than me sitting there.
Right.
Because I want to be able to learn from that person who's 10 years older than me.
Right.
What was, when you were dating and when you got married, what was your role when you got married?
Right.
What did you do in the marriage?
And I really think it will open, and this is what my hopes are for the podcast for you, is that it will open the lines of communication between father and sons, between grandfathers and grandsons and grandfathers and fathers,
right.
That it'll just open those lines of communication because, yes, I have to say Grayson is much more open as far as his communication skills than, say, Chase is.
I think Chase has gotten a lot better.
But he's 10 years younger. But he has, absolutely. But still, I think it is an age thing, too. And it's, how you're raised. A lot of it has to do with how you're raised. And if you make that decision to step out of that and to be like, okay, I was raised in a household where nobody talked about anything. We buried our head in the sand. We just continued on. We acted like it didn't exist. Or are we going to address these things? Are we going to talk through them?
But that's always been something that you would say, I was really great at, you were not so great at.
Right.
You would always complain, but Todd, you talk it to death.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm like, you never say a word about it.
Right. Right.
And so
there's that happy medium with everything.
That's right.
It's finding that mix, but especially for boys to be able to, have young men who can open up. I think it will help them in other relationships in their life. Like if you can have that male figure. And even if you don't have that, you can have a mentor or someone that you look up to that is a positive role model that you can have these open lines of communication.
Well, this was, and I'll read it to you. This came to me. This was from a guy that sent me a message. I want to read it. It says, "Hello, Mr. Chrisley." Now you can see where I sent this to Savannah yesterday. Now Savannah is 28 years old. "Hello, Mr. Chrisley. I know this is a bit unconventional, but I wanted to reach out respectfully. I'm a hardworking, faith-driven Christian man who comes from a close, loving family and truly values integrity and family above everything else. I have worked hard to become a dentist and provider, a family-focused Christian, and a good man. I've always admired how strongly you advocate for your children and family and know how important they are to you. I know this is unconventional, but we're in a unique time of dating in the world today. I would be eternally grateful for the opportunity to be able to take your daughter Savannah on a date. I would approach with nothing but respect, intention,
I love that.
and honor. I wish you and your family continued strength and blessings. I'm happy to jump on a phone call or FaceTime for a vetting process if you would feel more comfortable with that. Wishing you all the best." Now,
arranging here.
Right. So I send this to Savannah and I said, I have agreed to his terms. I'm going to schedule the meeting for next Saturday. What is your availability? And she came back and I sent her a picture of him. She came back and she says, LMAO, shut up, Daddy. And I said, he's a dentist, Savannah. Think free medical care. And she said, bye. So, then you have someone like that.
I applaud him though for having the guts to do that,
and who came to someone's father.
Right? Yes.
And so
that's a big deal for you.
Exactly.
And a lot of people will think that that's old fashioned or whatever, but that is a huge deal for you.
Yes. The downside for this kid, is that he's way too young. He's probably her age. So that's a non-starter for her. But I thought that this kid right here has been raised right.
Yeah.
And, I'm thinking to myself, this kid's been raised right. And here he is reaching out, trying to find out if he can ask for Savannah to go to dinner with him. It goes back to
what you said about these kids talking about not being able to find a good girl or a decent girl.
I look at, because, Chase and Grayson are whore hounds. They can't help themselves. It's genetic. It comes from the other side.
Yeah. I'm going to say right now, it is genetic. But it does not come from my side.
She's trying to say that my side's nothing but whores.
I'm not saying your side, I'm saying you. That's what I'm saying.
That's not Christian-like.
Well, what you was doing all them years wasn't either.
I was laying hands on people, saving souls.
You're disgusting.
But at any rate, I see all these messages that Chase and Grayson get, that they'll show me. And how many times have you heard me say, don't show me that. I don't want to see it.
Yeah.
Young women, young ladies, if you are sending a tit pic to a guy to get him to take notice of you, he noticed your tits. He did not notice this or this. So you think because you caught him and pulled him that way, he's going to get off the hook. You didn't hook him for life.
Just as a mom to boys, it really is scary because these girls are something else.
They're hoe bags.
But
they're hoe bags because that's what men have conditioned them to be in order to get their attention. So when young women and mothers of young women and fathers of young women will say, listen, your body is your temple. You should not sacrifice your reputation for this little piece of shit over here because all he's doing is really trying to run through as many as he can. And none of y'all are going to be the ones he ends up with because no guy ends up with the one who said yes on the first date. It just doesn't happen.
I don't know.
You're the rare example.
Oh, you better shut up. You are horrible. You're horrible. But no,
I have said yes a lot of times on the first date because I was just trying to be nice.
Well, listen, but I'm super excited for y'all, and I'm excited to just see it come to life. Because I know it's just going to take off and be great.
I am excited about the podcast, and I'm excited about what I believe that how well it's going to do, and I hope and pray to God that He blesses us with that. And on that note, I'm done.
You're done.
Well, I'm not done, but I'm kind of finished with this episode.
Absolutely. So until next week, good luck.
And God bless.